Hello, everybody. Beelzebub Gamer here, and I'm with my good friend,
AC Gamer.
guys. And this is my very first Everquest video. I've been having some problems with OBS, but I finally got on YouTube, worked the problem out. So I'm really happy to be bringing this content to you. This is my favorite game. It has been my favorite game for a long time, 1999. And so me and AC Gamer, we actually bonded over this game. I just appreciate AC Gamer coming out and helping me make these videos and teaching me, because basically he's been showing me the way, and thank you, AC Gamer. I appreciate it, man.
Anytime, man. Like I've told all of my viewers, anytime you guys want to join up and group, I'm more than happy to do that. I know a lot of you guys have expressed interest in doing that as well with Thoom here, so I'm sure he'd be more than happy to do it as well. So if you want to group with him, just send him a little email, let him know what times of the day you're going to be on, what days you get off, things of that sort, so that you guys can work out your schedule together. The same thing goes for me if you guys ever want to be on a video or just hang out for a little while. Just let me know what time you're going to be on and what game you're interested in. For me, I review quite a few games, but for Thoom here, I think you're only doing 2 or 3 right now, so it's a little bit easy for him to know which one you're talking about right off the bat, but for me, not so much. So make sure you put that in, the email that you guys send.
Yeah, guys, just come over to my channel, Hydros Inc. Hydross. It's mine and my little brother's last names combined, and Hydros Inc. Inc. And just come over and leave me a message. I usually get on around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so if you can get on around that time, I will gladly group with you, man. We'll go and hang out and we'll kill monsters. I mean, we'll have fun because this game is so awesome, and I would love to hang out with you guys. I love hanging out with AC Gamer. We have such a good time, guys. So come be a part of one of the greatest games ever made.
And so we are over here still in Lake RatheTear, and something that you may not know of if you don't hunt over here very often is that these gnolls over here, they actually get a lot higher level at night. They basically become like these undead type creatures, and all the creatures that are over here will despawn and respawn immediately as a different form of themselves, a higher level form of themselves. So if you have to run through this area to get to the next zone over, which you actually kind of have to do, you maybe want to time it so that you're not coming through nighttime. And that's one of the really cool things that I've always loved about this game, is that it's more like the old-fashioned D&D type games where it's not just you're in a setting, you're actually in a world. Like, time in a zone makes a difference. You know, some zones are so dark you can't get through it. This one happens to have these creatures that spawn, so it actually gives like a sense of like the world being alive, and you're just kind of running around in it and trying to survive, and you have to know what areas are not very good to go to at what times. Unlike most games that I play now, in fact all games that I play now are just, if I know the zone's a level 35 to 40 zone, then I just know that if I'm higher than that, I'm perfectly fine. This one, that's not the case. I think Thoom was actually getting on this subject a little while ago on why are there always like one really high level guy in every zone, especially like the newbie ones.
Well, think about Kanos Hills. I mean, actually northern Kanos. I mean, are there any high level mobs? I mean, I think we figured out what the Sobalist and the skeletons that kept killing us over in Hollis or in Everfrost Peaks. They were like level 10 or 15, which is still pretty hard for level 1 or 2 guys. They're going to own you every time. But I think if you start off as a newbie in North Kanos, or if you even start off as a newbie in Nectulos Forest, right there near the guards at the gate, you got a safe spot. You got a little spot where your little newbie character is only going to fight level 1 to 5 creatures. That's what I was saying. But in Everfrost Peaks, you immediately have a level 10 to 15 mob who is going to spank the crap out of you if it gets a hold of you.
Well, I mean,
it just seems like Barbarian's got a little bit harder to me.
Kind of, but not really. I mean, every zone has something at least, but there's I think 1 or 2 actually, now that you mention it, that may not be like that, like Quanos or Kinos, which is actually connected to the town, but yet there's monsters right outside. The same thing as Freeport. It has the monsters right outside the wall, but you can easily run back to the guard. So those are the few exceptions, because even if you did have a high-level creature in the zone, the guards are so close. Whereas in Everfrost Peaks next to Hollis, yeah, there's a couple of guards here and there, really, really close in, but the zone is huge. And so when you're running around out there, you can't really do a whole lot without worrying about dying. And some of the other ones are a little bit easier than, I would say, Barbarians. Plus, Barbarians are so far away from everything that if you're not very familiar with the game, you may have a hard time getting around. But I definitely enjoy Hollis. I like the snow. I guess maybe we should try skirting the wall, you think? I mean,
I don't think. I think maybe we should wait until these guys despawn and the regular nodes come out, brother. But I do want to go to the island that you've been talking about. But I think. I mean, how far up on the walls can we get? Is what I'm worried about.
Well, I mean, you just don't want to go too far because there is a camp up there.
I can body pull that skeleton, and he's even to me. So I think we should give him a spanking. But if you don't want to, I understand, because these guys look like they would destroy us. Some of them.
Yeah, and they're probably not that much higher than us. I remember they didn't really go crazy on the number, but...
Now, is there anybody up here in this camp right here?
I don't remember. I think...
as far up as I can go.
I think there might be during the day.
Okay, I don't see anybody. Okay, I think we're safe.
Okay, so now we're looking for a giant island out there. Man, it's been so long since I've done this. I think what you do is you come out of here and you take a slight left and start swimming. And this is going to be pretty bad because our swimming is going to be just so slow.
I'm actually going to get in first person. Yeah, there it is. I can see the island now.
Yeah, there it is. Oh wow, so it's not that far away, but I don't believe there's any creatures in the water. I don't think when I think back to all the journeys that I made over here with my Shadow Knight, I don't ever remember getting attacked. So there may be things in the water that can hurt you if you swim down far enough. In fact, I know there is. There's an island over here, and I think this is the actual island that we're swimming to right now that has a cave really, really far down. And what is there is one of the first pieces to the Cleric Epic. There's a guy that spawns down there in that cave, but you have to have some kind of enduring breath because, first of all, it will take you, even with really good swimming skill, so much time to get down to the entrance of that cave that you're going to suffocate before you even enter it. Let alone go in, kill the guy, and come back out. So get like Haddon's Earring or something along those lines, something that gives you enduring breath, because you're going to be there for a while. I got lucky on mine, and I was passing through the zone, and there was people that had track on their character. I don't remember if he was a ranger or a druid, but he saw that I was a cleric, and he was like, "Hey man, you in the zone for this thing?" And I'm like, "No, but I definitely need him." And he's like, "Oh, come on down, we'll help you kill him." It was that easy. I didn't know who these people were, at least... maybe they knew who I was, because I always gave reses away to pretty much everybody. So maybe that was it coming back onto me, and you know, them helping me out because of that, or it could just been a random act of kindness for no reason. But yeah, it was easy for me. I don't know if I have it in me to do the rest of the quest, because that was pretty much the only part of that quest that was easy for me. Everything else I went above and beyond to try to do, and I just had the worst luck in the world to do it. But I finally got it. And it was huge. It was like, oh, I got my epic. I never have to do that again. And now we're playing on Project 1999, and it's like, yeah, now you do have to do it all over again.
Oh, dude, my swimming went up to 8.
Oh, mine's 15. So, I mean,
oh, cool.
You've been swimming a lot more than I have. Like when we go to town, I always take the little barge because I hate climbing out of that water. And you always swim, so I figured yours would be higher than mine.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know how yours is higher than me. That's a good point.
Well, watch out. I think there's like 3 guys up there. So if you zoom out in third person, you can kind of spin your camera angle around enough.
Are they hostile?
Yeah, because this is where you sit up here and fight.
Oh, somebody's already killing them.
Oh, you're right. Because I could have swore there was some down at the bottom. So these guys are yellow.
Oh, these guys are waiting. I mean, what is it? What is it calling you? Yeah, these guys would destroy us anyway if all 3 of them were up here. If they were all 3 yellow, that is. I'm not.
Well, he's being powered level,
wait,
I think.
Who's this guy? Oh God, dude. Oh wow. I hope he's not coming up here. Are you sure we should be on this island?
Why, who's that? Oh, he's red.
That's Webclaw Merkwave, and he does not like us at all.
I think that's a pretty rare occurrence, if I remember right. I don't think he ever comes over here all that often. So we may have just got unlucky, because I do remember having to sit down here on the bottom, and then every so often we'd have to go up to the top. And that's pretty rare for a group to want to move your guys around like that. It's not something that usually happens. So I do believe he pays back and forth. We'll just have to watch and see. I would say we could join these guys, but you know, one of them's level 20, and that's a little bit higher than what I could be. You're 15, so you could probably handle it. But
well, I'm with you, man. So
right. So
do you know what else is on the island? What else is on the island?
That's it. This is all that's worth on this island. It's one little tiny camp.
Well, someone said that the other day that there were several islands in this lake. Do you want to check out more islands, or do you just want to go back and maybe kill some aviacs and
Yeah, let's go
come
back
on?
and see if we can finally get to kill some aviacs over there, because last time it was 2 camped, and it might not be today, so that
Okay.
might be worth it. But yeah, there are a few other islands in here. I don't know it well enough to point us in the right direction, and oh my god, would it be horrible to get lost in this place with the
Yeah.
fog and the snow and and then dying in the water. Dying in the water, guys, is always iffy, because you got to remember that when you do die, there's a chance, not always, but there's a chance that your body will start to fall in the water. Usually it will just stay where it's at. That's going to be like 80% of the time, but that 20% of the time that it doesn't, where it actually decides to rest on the sea floor, that sucks, because unless you have enduring breath, you're probably not going to be able to get there, and even if you do, it may take you a very, very long time to swim to the bottom, because, like I said, I compare it to other games, but this one is just so much on its own. It's kind of weird, because in other games you can see the bottom of like the ocean and stuff like that. You can see all these fish and stuff. This one is so big that you will literally swim down some places for like 10 minutes before you hit the bottom. It's that big, and that's kind of like real life. In fact, real life would be you could swim down almost forever, because you know the oceans are so deep. But I don't know if you could really put that into a game back then. I don't think they had the technology. So I guess if we kind of skirt the right side, we can get out of here before he sees us.
Yeah, I
Just take
think
a
we'll
little
be
bit of
fine.
fall damage right there.
I wonder what he's for, guys. If anybody knows what he's probably for some kind of quest or something like that. If you know what if you know what he's for, leave a comment in the comments below, please, because I'd really like to know if he's for a quest or what, in case I ever have to come back here and stick my sword in his face.
Yeah, I loved this zone. This would be cool to come back when they finally do another server, another progression server, like they were talking about, where basically what they're going to do is once P99 has gotten to the end of Velius, where it's perfect and there's no huge bugs that they still have left in there, they're going to go ahead and release another basic, like a P99 server from the start again. So it would just be
Yeah,
EverQuest without Canark or Velius.
I'm
And then,
excited for that because
yeah.
that means me and you could start a couple of characters on that, and we would be on par with everybody else. You know. Well, I know there are some people who level extremely fast, and I think me and you are more casual than that. But it would be nice to, not be so far behind. I mean, what are we like? You're not as far behind as I am, but I think I'm like years. I think the server's been out what 6, 8 years.
Something like that. It's been a
Project
while.
1999. Yeah, so
But I mean, I'm not really too worried about being on par with everybody else. I just want to be able to go into the zones that I used to be able to go in and see them so camped there's nothing to do. That, I love that, because that is the way it was. Like, that brings me back.
you think
And
it'll be like that?
oh yeah, oh my god, yes. Because when the game first came out, there's a lot of items that you can only get then, and then they change it later on to be like no trade or only certain classes and things of that sort. And at some point, once they have that progression server, once it actually reaches Velius and it's been there for like a year and a half or something like that, they're gonna merge the two servers together and then reboot the original one, so it can kind of do that all over again, then merge them and reboot again. So people are going to want to create other characters on the original one and get all those items, and then when their accounts merge, now they have the character with those items that they just could not have gotten otherwise.
Okay, we got a couple of yellow baddies down here.
Yellow? Oh yeah,
Yeah, the Obamers. They've been whooping our butts. So I don't know if
yeah.
you want to tangle with those guys or not.
No, they're red to me as well, so let's kind of skirt the side and go back over there and try the other zone.
All right.
But yeah, there's going to be tons of people who go back there. Now, whether they stay for long or not, I don't know. The thing about it is because at some point they will be merged together onto the same server. You have to remember that there's going to be guilds who are too small to make it on this server, because the more established, better equipped, and better experienced guilds are pretty much taking everything for themselves. And a new server will allow them the opportunity to kind of ease their way in a certain way and get some of that
Yeah.
experience they really need to compete and get the loot as well.
I think it'd be a really positive thing for them to do is maybe not even open just one new server, but open a couple. So that way but when, I've always seen like maybe a couple of thousand people playing this game. Maybe that would be too many servers.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't.
I would certainly like the chance and the opportunity to, to be able to go on raids and not be in such a top #1 guild that's the only way you could do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. It's a sticky situation on that one because if you give everybody the chance to do a raid like they did in Everquest 2 where they added instances and all this other junk, it kills the game. And so I understand the need to, and the want to go on raids, but I also understand that the way it is pretty much the only way that anybody's ever done it to a point where it's still enjoyable for both sides. The people who want to go and the people who want it to be hardcore, you know?
I do. I see what you're saying. There's an aviac daughter. He's yellow. You want to try him or you want to get the blue? Well, never mind.
He's red to me, but if you want to try him, I mean, you're all buffed up, I think so.
I think I am buffed up. I think I will give him a try.
Let's see how well we do. If not, like I said, you get to a point as the tank, you need to start calling it as well. Like I'll call it for you.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I mean, if your heals aren't keeping up with my damage, then or his life dying, then I will definitely run it out. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Because I can see your life, I can't see his. What is he at?
He's tied with me. He doesn't have heals though, so.
Right.
Yeah, so he's at 80%. He's dropping.
It's gonna be a tough fight. I mean, it's not
you
something
might have
easy.
to med after this.
Yeah. I'm at 70% right now, 60%. So.
He's at 70% life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you should be fine as long as my power holds out. But that was power, or basically full power, all the way down to almost 0 in one fight. So you guys have to decide for yourself: is it worth the experience-wise? And I'll go ahead and put my my bar up so that you guys can actually see how much.
What's your guy's name? Demiro. If I didn't have Demiro healing me, I would already been running this out, guys.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind though, like it takes you what 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it takes for you to get full power, versus taking on a blue, which may not actually do very much damage at all.
And we could kill many of those instead of just trying to kill one yellow.
Right. So you have to decide that. You have to see for yourself how much experience are you actually getting out of the yellow. Some yellow or some creatures. Period. Like if it's an aviac versus like an elephant or a woolly mammoth or something like that, all those creatures have a different experience gain regardless of the fact of their level. So, like you were
going down fast now.
You were talking about how you used to kill the worms over in what was the name of that zone? Skyfire.
Skyfire with my necromancer, yeah.
And they were really good experience compared to the other creatures there.
It was all right. There wasn't nothing to write home about.
I was gonna say I never liked those worms. They had way too many hit points. They were definitely tanks, guys. And if you had the power to spare, they were a pretty easy fight. They didn't move very fast, but they just had.
Yeah, you had to watch out for these little chromatic guys too, man, because they would debuff you.
Right.
And they were flying around, and while you were fair kiting your worm, if you came across one, you were in trouble. Real trouble, especially if they debuffed your soul.
Oh, you fear kited them? Yeah, I would always see like druids sitting there snaring them, which would make them go at such a snail pace because they already move slow. Like basically, they move with snare naturally, and then you're throwing snare on top of them, and they're just crawling so slow, and they're so big that when they move, it's like thump, thump, and you can hear it. And when they're moving slow, it just sounds so weird because it is still keeping up with their actual movements. And what'd you get?
Ooh, we got 4 gold off it. Watch out for that Teshmal. Oh, he's green. I'm gonna kill him.
I was gonna say, watch your life, man, because I have no power left.
Yeah, he's green. I'm gonna just own him because he offends me. Knowles offend me.
And you get a faction hit for it, so you have to let me know. There we go. It is Guards of Quanos got better, Karana Residents got better, and the Sabertooth of Blackborough got better. So, and Splitpaw Clan got worse.
Wait, hold on, man. What? I mean, it said mine, Sabertooth of Blackborough could not possibly get any worse.
Yeah, I meant that. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, but Splitpaw Clan, that's going to be kind of a negative thing because there is a zone over here called Splitpaw. And you can go in there and kill.
We're gonna go hunting in there. Yeah, we're gonna go hunting in there for sure.
But
all right, go ahead and rest up, med up, brother. I'll watch you back to let me know when you're good on mana.
Well,
I'll pull blues now.
Yeah, you can pull a few blues. In fact, it looks like there's there's a couple of necromancers over there killing one of the aviacs. If you see anybody that's worth throwing into a group, let me know. We'll go ahead and toss them an invite and see what they do.
All right, I will.
Because it would be pretty cool to get a group going here. This. Like I said before, guys, this used to be so camped that every portion of this had a camp. So there'd be a group down here on the bottom that were doing the 4 posts, and sometimes there'd be 4 groups, each doing a post. And you're pulling a baby elephant, an elephant calf. There we go. And he's yellow to me.
No, he's blue to me.
But yeah, you see these little posts over here where the AVAC is sitting. Each one of those would be camped sometimes. And when I say a group, I mean usually like 1 or 2 people would be camping that single spot because everything was so camped. And some of you guys are probably thinking like, that sounds miserable. But it added a different element to the game that is just kind of missing now. Like I used to be able to run through zones and check stuff out and ask questions, because when somebody finds something out and there's 800 people around them, all 800 people find it out at the same time, you know? And so when the game was brand new, there wasn't a wiki, there wasn't a Google or Yahoo or whatever you do to get your information. The only way you could get your information was to ask people, and that really, in my opinion, promoted people to start conversations, and they would be more willing to help you out because they know that in the end they're going to get helped out as well. And so it was a very cool environment to be in, and you could always know that when you logged on, you were eventually going to get a group in the zone that you wanted to get a group in. Even if it was going to take you 8 to 10 hours or something, you knew that there were people there. Now when you log on, there may be like 10 or 15 people in a certain zone. This guy's wiping the floor with you, man.
Oh no, he made me berserk. I just kicked him for 30 points of damage. That's the most critical kick I've ever seen. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can keep me below 40%, dude, or health or around 40%, I'll stay berserk and I'll hit him really a lot harder. So
yeah, I would definitely do that if I wanted you to die, but my heal sucks. My heal sucks. I can barely keep up with you when you're fighting, and I know you're gonna fight and have full power. I mean, your life still goes down when I heal. Once I get complete heal or something a little bit better than this, I think complete heal is pretty much the only thing you can do for that to really take advantage of that, because you can let it get down all the way to like 2% and then your complete heal goes off and you're just back up to full life again and no worse for wear. But any of the other heals, there's a chance that even after you heal at like 10% or 15%, you're still going to take the hits too hard that you're not going to have time to cast the heal again. So yeah, I don't really like doing that too much with any of the other one, but complete heal really is a game changer. It allows characters to do things and take advantage of you know, tactics that they could never do before. So
I wonder what Wrath Mountains is going to be like when we get there. I know I want to go kill giants eventually, but the last time I remember, last time I played Classic back in the day, it was always camped. People were always competing for giants and stuff like that. People were stealing from one another. They would steal giants from one another.
Yeah, stealing was a big thing back in the day.
Yeah, kill steal. I mean, eventually my druid. When I first got there, I went there for experience and of course for the money. The hill giants are great money, but people would actually come and kill steal my giants because I couldn't
out damage them.
Yeah, I couldn't out damage them, and they would literally come and steal my mobs, which left a really bitter taste in my mouth, guys. It's really bad when somebody just comes up and kill steals you. I mean, especially when they do it repeatedly. And when I think I was like level 30 something when I first started going over there, and you know, it happened for the first, I think, until I got like level 40, and I got some really good dots. And then I never killed stealed anybody. I didn't agree with that. It's not right. It's not something to do. But I got to the point to where when people tried to kill steal me, I could burn the giant down, and there was no possibility that they could kill steal me unless they were just like a level 50 or 60 in there killing hill giants. But some people did.
Yeah, and that was EverQuest's form of griefing, and that was before the term even came around of like what that even meant and, you know, what that was. This is what he's talking about, is where he would attack a creature, something where he's actually sitting there camping it, like sitting there waiting for the mob to spawn, not doing anything else. He maybe only be camping that one spawn, and you know it. You know, like when you show up, you're like, okay, the dude's camping it. It's in the rules that you camp, but at the same time, it's not. You know, it's open because it's an open world, and the concept was everything was open, and that if you wanted to be a jerk, you could be a jerk, and it was in the environment that would kind of even it out, because then you wouldn't be able to get groups. But you'd be sitting there, you know, camping the creature. It would spawn. You would attack it, but anybody else could attack it as well. And whoever does 51% of the damage gets the kill, the experience, and the loot. So you would be there. It would be your kill. You would hit it first, but you wouldn't be able to do enough damage to really win the fight compared to the other guy. Holy crap. Get back.
Oh, it's too
Oh,
late. Oh
no.
man.
Come on, Hugh. Dang it. I'm sorry, man.
It's all good, dude. I was wondering what was
Oh,
going on,
man. You should have warned. I got too
man.
busy in explaining. Oh, my God, guys. I can't believe I just did that. Holy crap. That is a long run back.
Oh, it's all good, dude. It's not that long of a run.
Well, you know, the least I could do is teleport back to you. I can gate back, I can give you so, and we can run the thing together.
Yeah, that's
So I think we're going to do that, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and end the video here. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe on both of our channels. You're just actually starting out, so if you want to ask them anything or tell them anything real quick.
Yeah, guys, just me and my little brother, we get together. Right now we're doing a series together. It's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So if you enjoyed that game, you know, come check us out. I'm going to start posting Everquest videos and probably Agario videos. And I'm trying to encourage my little brother to pick out a game that he wants to play and that he wants to post to the channel. But we'd really like to have your comments. We'd like to have your subscriptions, you know, whatever, guys. Come and visit us. Check us out. If you like us, stay. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you, AC, for letting me shout that out, man.
Nah, I mean, it's our videos, man. I mean, it's an equal
Thanks for letting me die,
collaboration.
too, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, my God. What an epic fail. And then we caught it on camera, so it's going to live forever.
All right, now, where you bound at? You're bound in North Canos, right?
Right. Where are you?
I'm in over in Hollis, so I'll be there in a second.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll meet you over there at the entrance. But again, guys, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.
Subscribe.